So I'm going to be rebuilding some Chevys on this channel. I fixed this headlight pocket. I'll get you some pictures of that after. But I'm kind of going over the whole body of this car and getting the whole thing done. Good old 55 Chevy. Working on the rocker tonight, putting a piece in, and I'm actually building the bottom door skin on this side as well. So you take and grind your paint and primer, a little bit of body filler, whatever's on there, you take that off all the way across the bottom of the door. Right? So we're here on the door. So I took and cut the bottom of the door off. That was bad. We're putting this up, and I took my Sharpie and made a little mark across. I left enough material on each end to bend around each side. I've already got a bend down around the bottom edge. I'll crimp that even further. We'll get this tacked on and welded, and then we'll use the speed grip like I used in the last video to go ahead and seal everything up inside, outside, undercoat the inside of the door, and do a little bit of body work across here. But we are going to use this tool here. I have the air crimping tool, so that's why I marked it with the Sharpie. I'm going to pull this panel off of here. I'm going to cut the door about 3/4 of an inch down. I'll figure out what that measurement is, and I'll go ahead and I'll put a crimp all the way across this door skin so that this panel sits in flush with the original panel. Then I can put some weld 1-inch stitches across here, maybe 3/4 inch stitches, and then get it glued back together. Okay, so it turns out to be exactly a 1/2 inch of crimp. I went ahead and take a spare panel here, and I put a crimp down it with my tool to see where I'm at. As you can see, I have 2 Sharpie lines now to get an idea where I'm going to do this. So if I was to go ahead and set this where it's got to be and mark it, it looks like I'm going to do about a 1/2 inch all the way down under my line to get this crimp perfect to fit this panel in there. So I take my grinder and I grind down the edge of the door like that and put the cut up into here to get the skin to break free. And what you'll do is as you grind down like that, you'll see that the skin will just, it'll break right apart, and you can pull it out, and you can pull the outside part right out. And it doesn't even damage the inner piece that we need to save here. So I chopped the piece off the door. I went ahead and did the crimp edge across the whole thing with the tool I showed you. Here's the old piece I hacked off the door. Here's the new piece I'm putting on. That's that crimped, folded over edge that I got started. Okay, we take this bad boy, and as you can see, the frame of the door is actually very solid on this 55. Take this, slide it up onto the lip, tip it right in. Now, as you can see with my crimp, when this is put in where it belongs and bent into place, and I get some tack welds across here, you can see this is perfectly flush. I mean, it's dead on. So you'll be able to get some tack welds across here, put the speed grip glue across, squish it in, get it glued on the inside, undercoated, grind it, and then go ahead and do your filler work on this side. So nice little crimp right there. Beautiful job. That tool is amazing. Harbor Freight has them. You can get them anywhere, any of your tool guys. Snap-on, Matco, whoever you work with, Mac. Now, you're probably wondering what I'm going to do on the end here. So over on the end, as you can see, the door, the crimp will only go so far up into the door. So what am I going to do on this part here? You don't want it sticking out. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so as you can see, what I did is I notched out where the door frame is. The crimper tool will only go so far, and then it hits the frame. So you can only crimp to about right there. All right? So when you notch this out, your steel will come up in here now. It'll actually lay flat all the way across. It'll fit the door and lay flush, and it'll actually be perfectly flush here too. You make your cut around here, put a couple slits on the back on your fold over to catch this corner. You'll fold it over, crimp everything little by little with your vice grips, get some spot welds on the back side. So we do the same thing on the front up by the fender. We notch that piece right out, and that'll fit right in there nice and perfect. Everything's flush. Okay, so now that I'm clamped, this is up inside the front. You come down with your Sharpie. You leave about a 1/2 inch up on top, and the door frame kind of comes at an angle, so you're going to want to cut that. and leave yourself a 1/2 inch evenly down. Down on this side, you can see the same thing. I came in with my Sharpie, I drew the little line down around there, and that gives me an idea. I add a 1/2 inch to that, and I make my circular cut down around the corner. So now, out on the outside, you can see that I've got a 1/2 inch over in the front, where this is, you know, overlapped, and like I showed you here, how nice and flush this fits into the crimped area. Okay, so I got the lower door panel piece that I made here tack welded on. I've got the front part crimped, some of the bottom pieces crimped, but I put a few tack welds here and there, and this is about it for tonight. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to come back and I'll show you guys some more progress on this 1955 Chevy 2-door hardtop. She's a sweetheart. We're bringing her back, going all the way around, doing all the body. Have a great night, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope some of this stuff helped you.